What is up, Midway Mayhem fans? This is Dan, and again, we are checking back in from the Universal Orlando Resort for another Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster construction update. And as I was driving in, I saw a crane in the air, so I know we're going to see some action today. Let's go! And the same song is playing every morning, same time. But yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be for you, and wherever you are watching from. It's about 7:05 in the morning, and it's a gloomy day. It's gonna storm pretty bad later. That's what the forecast is showing, but we know crews had a good night, and hopefully a lot has been done. We'll get over there right now. And there is the coaster. So both cranes are in the air. We can see on the left-hand side over here, more columns going up, and that is for the lead out of what we are calling the drift hat. Tommy Hawkins has coined that one. I'm kind of going for it because it's not a normal top hat. It's gonna have a roll in it, and it's gonna be pretty crazy. But right now we can see the tower structure on the right rising up. It's at its full peak, and track is going up it now too. And over here by the alleyway, we're getting a much better look at how sharp that track rises up into the air. And it's got a little twist to it, going that direction. And then you can see the support column at the very top. It's got kind of an angle to it, so it's gonna start almost inverting there. So it looks like crews are going to be up there for a little bit, securing that track piece. The other guys that were on the columns over there have come down. Again, site's looking awesome. Very gloomy this morning, if you couldn't tell. Extremely humid, extremely misty. And we got the archway over there, and I can see nothing is new over there right now. So yeah, better look at the archway now. And I'm not seeing any new paint, no new walls, no new scaffolding, so we're just waiting on this now. Super misty. And I can hear the impact gun right now. So bolts are being tightened down. And we have arrived at Hard Rock. Yeah. And now for much better views. Wow, just look at that thing. It's tall. Again, photos and videos don't do it justice, but it's really tall. And a much closer view of the new column structures that are going up over here. And that's going to connect up to there. So that track piece is going to do some sort of crazy roll element where it's just twisting, and then eventually will come down this direction and go that way. Time to get upstairs, get some better views. All right, top deck views. We can see crew members still putting in some of the bolts right there on the track piece, going up the tower. That is a big pyramid. And we can see at the top, DOT showing straight up. And eventually it'll come down this way, do the little mini speed bump, go up into the overbank, and go into the stall, which was completed yesterday. Got out of that, hit the booster section, hit the airtime hill, and then the final brakes. Everything's looking really good. We had the scaffolding over here yesterday. It's been partially dismantled. We have a stairway over here, scaffolding over there for the flanges that were not good. They're gonna fix them. Everything else on the site, pretty active today. Something else we can see over here, this crane has moved. So it's now over here, it's in its final spot, it's not going anywhere else. And then we have the other crane over there that has an access way to get out. So no more cranes are gonna be in here, maybe lifts and stuff like that, but they're in their final spots. And I can see one of the support connections down on the ground over here that was supposed to go up right there, just waiting. So that'll be tomorrow. I expect they're gonna add more track to this piece going up. They're gonna add more track up to here. And then probably Friday into Saturday is when we're gonna top this thing out. So it's gonna have some sort of roll right there at the top coming down, and likely to be done Saturday morning. Still have some more columns that have to be added to the structure over here. That's gonna be going way up into the air. So that will also be for tonight. Yeah, buddy. Get that impact gun going. And over in this area, we can see all those boxes labeled HHN. Again, don't think there's scary stuff in there, except for ride parts maybe. Over here, test pad's still the same with the wall. Those walls are very similar to what we see over there underneath the spike. And a lot of the scaffolding right underneath the speed bump is coming down now. So I would expect by tomorrow, most of that's gonna be gone. And that was just to get all of the cable management done, cables in the trays along that speed bump, and then I'm sure we're gonna have more covers eventually going over the top of that. And mid-course brake run is looking good. EVAC platform is done, as well as the service platform. And that's interesting. We have some new boxes that are hanging underneath those LSMs. Probably junction boxes is my guess. And one last look from this direction before we head over for early park admission. And we'll come back to Hard Rock, of course, once the lighting is hopefully a little bit better, but it's kind of gloomy today. And we can see this area where Lake Fast used to be has been kind of graded in a sense. They're making a pathway. We see the wall right over there, all done. That was completed yesterday. All the forms were off. The boxes that are labeled HHN over here, all the scaffolding that's coming down right now. So yeah, site is very busy today. And down we go. And you already know we're doing a quick look at Category 10, but nothing has changed over here. They're going to be pushing dirt for weeks and weeks and weeks. Good morning, Lighthouse. We have arrived at Islands of Adventure. I don't see a crazy line over here for the pass holders, so we should be right in. Yep, nobody was at the turnstiles. We're on our way. No bubbles today? Unacceptable. Nothing new over here. Work lights are still on though. So they did something last night. Alright, we are about to Lost Continent, and I can already tell there's a lot of open space right there behind those trees. So I'm expecting a lot more of that facade to be gone. There's Fred. Still surviving. Mythos still on the trickle setting, and we have the equipment over here. And let's get a look at that facade. Holy crap! Yep, one side of it completely gone now. That is gruesome. Lots of gore. And Treasures of Poseidon still stands, but just look at that. This area all opened up since the kiosk and trees were removed. Gonna switch it up today. I'll come back to Lost Continent in a little bit, but I'm not doing Hagrid's. I'm going straight to VelociCoaster. I want my rides. And here we go. VelociCoaster ahead of us. And I don't think there's gonna be anybody in front of us except for these guys right here. And we'll be right on the ride. Trying to get something like 4 or 5 rides today if possible. We'll see. "15 minutes. I doubt that. All right, so we just did 4 rides on VelociCoaster. I was hoping for 5, but I'll take 4. That's a good one. Did have the static discharge coming from some of the wheels, and the hunt was on today because I have been trying to get a slingshot ride on VelociCoaster for years. And what that is basically is when you pull into the last launch area, sometimes you'll have a rollback or it'll just come to a stop. I want the relaunch where you launch backwards and then boost forward really quickly. And it happened to the train right behind me, got off the ride, and it happened to the train in front of me, so I missed it by like 1 train twice today. That hurts. Start getting your bets in because we are on the backside of the archway right now. Took a different route today to get to VelociCoaster. So how many torches are we gonna have? How many? Love how this has become a game. And let's see. 1 torch. No, 2 torch days. So yep, 2 torches. 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom right there, but still nothing on the left-hand side. All right, so we're over here by Jurassic Park River Adventure, and from VelociCoaster I saw that there was no water in the splashdown and the boat had not moved. However, for the first time, I actually see workers doing work. They're right there on top of the roof. And for this building, not really seeing anything new thatch-wise. We know some of the other ones, well, they're getting a lot of wood. Work wall still here, has not moved to my knowledge. I don't think it's been kicked out or anything. And over here at Jurassic Outfitters, more wood on top of the building. That's good. And then we can see the workers over there doing their thing. And we know no changes happened over here for the splashdown area or the boat, so we're gonna move on. And now we're back over here at Hagrid's to see what the wait is, and it says 150 minutes. That's probably the highest number I've seen in the last couple weeks since we got rid of Express. Hello, VelociFishies. Good morning. All right, we are back over at Hard Rock. Lighting is not really improved, but we'll get some different views. We know crews are probably down from that track section. We'll take a look. I imagine this angle right here is going to have a heck of a view of that roll. Can't wait. Yeah. And up we go. All right, views from the top deck. We can see the cranes are down and the crews are done for the day. At least the ones that are putting all the track together. We have a lot of day crews cleaning up the site, getting rid of all that scaffolding over at the speed bump. Electricians over here doing a lot of work. Ventilation area looks like it is all done, complete. I'm sure that scaffolding is going to be removed soon. Mid-course, again, evac platforms are done, service platforms are done. And very soon, in the next couple days, we'll be all done with the layout. More parts deliveries over here. Got guys loading up all of that scaffolding right there to get it out of here. I like that. We have more cable trays over here on the ground. And again, all those mystery boxes over there, labeled HHN. Not sure what they're for 100% just yet. And even since we left for early park and mission, crews are doing more work on the wall. Looks like a base coat of paint is going on. And something else to point out over here, you see all those little circles that are along those LSMs? Well, that is going to be for an evac platform, so that still has to go in. And down we go. Time to get over into studios, get some closer views of that rising track on the tower. And nothing has changed on the flange. Got a bird party over here by the water. And we have arrived at studios. Got that big tower rising over the exit. And from what I can see, guest services has maybe a 5-minute wait. Turnstiles, less than that, and both turnstiles will be open to get inside the park. Less than a 5-minute wait to get through, and we are on our way. Nothing new with this lighting truss. And the one over here, for Halloween Horror Nights, looks to be about the same. I do see some new power cords over there though, so I think that's new. Guests walking into the park will already be able to see that crazy element rising. Got these set up for the running of the bulls. They're ready. They're getting over to supercharge, right? Yeah, that's right. And off to the side over here, our first look up close, that new track that was added to the tower. Look at that thing. And another look at some of those new columns that were added right before the mini speed bump, rising up into the air, and they have a weird flange connection on there. It's very interesting. And there go the bulls. Does not appear anything new has been added over here for HHN. We do have tons of lights up there though. I'm not sure if those are new or not, if they've been here for a little bit. I haven't noticed them. And here's the concert stage area. So a lot of grading is happening right behind the stage. We saw that in yesterday's update. We also saw the evacuation platforms going in right here, as well as cable trays for the booster section. Looks like they still need to do cable management on the LSMs, but I'm sure that's going to be happening soon. And there is the tower from the concert stage area. No new turf has been added over here just yet. We saw the new one right there yesterday. There is new turf down that way though. So eventually all of the turf will be replaced and look like this. It's actually a little bit taller than say the other one, unless that got really compacted over the years, but this is soft, it's squishy. Yeah, that's pretty nice. What do you think, Pigeons? You like the new turf? Yeah? And here's a look from over off to the side over by the Tonight Shop. Again, tower structure riding right there. We got the stall right behind it. Wave turn, airtime hill, and the LSM work over here. See some cables hanging down, so it looks like they've actually done some work over here. And see underneath that track piece how there's a little bit of a flange sticking underneath it? Well, that's the connection point for support brackets, again, for an evac platform. New York area of the park, and this is new, so some of the covers are off here, and we can see downtown Clown Town. Yeah, buddy. Unfortunately, no hashtag today. New station and maintenance barn. We'll get a quick look. I doubt really anything has changed visibly, but we'll take a look. All right, I'll eat my words. The building over here off to the left, where that hole was where a rocket punched through, now has covers over it, so it's getting enclosed. It's actually pretty quiet over here. I'm not seeing anybody on the waiting area, no electricians, nobody down on the ground really over here. Maybe a couple guys, but not like what we've seen the last couple days. And that's going to do it for us over here. Again, not a whole lot going on. Not enough for me to stick around. And over here, still have the tent set up for Clown Town. These were here yesterday. Somebody else pointed out, I thought it was kind of funny, Dueling Dragon reference, maybe? Fire and Ice. And then over here, we have the tribute store. Nothing new has been added over there. Down that way, I don't see any new food booths. Still the one from yesterday, Oddfellow and Jack's. We have the work walls over here in Scaffolding around Finnegan's. And that same prop as before now has barricades around it. And it's also been moved out. It was kind of tucked into the alley a little bit. Now it's more prominent out here. Yeah, it moved a total of 3 feet, and new vinyls have been installed. Yeah, so that's a good thing. And we have new vinyl over here, but yeah, looks like it's already tearing off again. And over here, covers were also removed for this sign, also showing off Downtown Clown Town. Nothing new that I can see over here with the lighting trusses and lights. Still have Ghirardelli Tower all wrapped up. Supercharged closing soon. Get your last rides. And nothing new that I can see over here in the San Francisco area with these stages. And lighting trusses looks to be the same. Leaving the London area, well, still the same, except we have a new food booth. Yeah. All right, I take that back. It's 2 food booths. Yeah. Meets over here on the right. And then off to the side, we have the WSQK from Stranger Things. So the radio station, gonna be a food booth. Fear Factor stage for Nightmare Fuel, nothing new. And from all the way back over here near Men in Black, we can see that tower structure rising over transformers. Men in Black, currently open. Less than a 10-minute wait. Normally this area is to exit some of the houses, and we can see prep work over there for lighting trusses and some wood construction, or maybe for facades, things like that. But we can see it over here right next to Simpsons. Animal Actors area and heading into Fort Nightmares. Nothing new over here that I see right off the bat. Now that we are heading in, I'm not seeing anything new really. We still have this prop set up, but down the way nothing else has been set up. It's kind of weird. So yeah, unfortunately not much change over here. None at all actually. Hollywood area, and hopefully some new props down that way. And we have Doc Brown out over here. And a new house was announced yesterday. We told you about it in the update before it actually officially happened, but Ozzy Osbourne, that's right. He has a house coming this year. Everything looks to be about the same with those props. Same with this one over here. Again, maybe a couple small items have been added here and there, but nothing crazy enough for me to go, oh wow, big changes. This I believe might be the new though. Well, that little triangle part of it. We did have the horse before. And looking pretty similar over here, but yeah, let's walk into Five and Dime and check out some of that merchandise for Ozzy. There we go, Prince of Darkness. And then here are some of the t-shirts right in front of us. And let's see what the price is, 30 bucks. We have the carousel figures right there. So Ozzy has been added. We can see him right there. That's pretty cool. And more items around the side over here. And on the back, more t-shirts. That's new. We got a dilapidated bumper car. That's awesome. And over here by the exit of studios, we can see all that scaffolding being removed from underneath the speed bump. Well guys, that's going to do it for our video here from the Universal Orlando Resort for Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster construction. Exciting stuff as that tower is rising up and we have track along with it. So we only have about maybe 5 pieces of track left. 2 will go up, 1 on the tower, 1 on the other side near the mini speed bump, and then 3 pieces to connect in the middle, and we believe it's going to do a roll. Again, thanks to Tommy, we're calling it the Drift Hat. Over at Lost Continent, well, Poseidon's Fury is getting wrecked really bad, and I would only expect it maybe another day or 2 and that whole facade is going to be all gone. Over here at Studios, they're getting set up for Halloween Horror Nights. And of course, we're going to have plenty more updates from here. So if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the website formerly known as Twitter at Midway Mayhem. And I will see you out on the Midway.